All right, we're getting into remediation steps for post-tests. I'm going to go ahead and go in here, and we've been working with test student 110. At this point, the student has reached out, whether they're in person or virtual. They're going to tell you they're ready to take their post-test. Obviously, if they're in person, there's a couple steps you need to do to check to make sure they're ready. And then, of course, virtually, it's the same way. So you're going to go in and verify that they are ready to take the post test. In this case, student 110 is ready to take the Unit 1 post test. You're going to go down here, you're going to check and make sure everything is good. You got all check marks here, and you have that pause button at the post test. Now, before you unlock the post test, please remember in the best practices that we have now, virtually all of our courses have guided notes. Those guided notes must be checked before you unlock the post test, okay, or before you remove the hold. All right. You're going to have arguments with students, probably, especially if you're working resupply. They're going to say, well, I don't have to do that at my day school. I don't have to do that when I'm in person or whatever. You're going to hear all kinds of excuses. So make sure and verify the accuracy of those guided notes, as you've heard mentioned previously already. And once you've verified all of that and the student is ready to take that post test, you're going to go in and then you're going to, of course, release that hold. Okay. That's going to make it ready for the student to take that post test. Then all the student has to do on their end is refresh their page. And as you can see, I'm in as student 110 and I am ready to take this post test. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go back to test student 110, and we're going to get into remediation for that post test. Let's say the student did take that post test, and we're going to go to environmental science second semester. And in this case, test student 110 took that post test, but they did not pass it after 2 failed attempts. Okay. So you're going to go in. Again, the student's going to communicate with you in person. They're going to say, hey, teacher, I need you to allow me to retry, clear my flag, whatever they tell you. They're ready to take that post test again. Uh, Obviously, with resupply, they're going to probably reach out via email. You're going to go in, and I'm going to read this. After 2 failed attempts on a post test, it will lock. Student will need to contact you for help. Go into gradebook, select student's name, and you're going to get to this page here, okay? View the objectives that were not mastered and let the students know what lessons they need to revisit for remediation. They can also see this information on the result page from the post test itself. It does show them this right here, the objectives they missed, okay? So how you're going to do this, you're going to go in, and it looks like for this one, there's only 2 lessons for this particular unit, and they did not pass or meet mastery on lesson 1. So all you need to do is go to the lesson 1 quiz, and you're going to click on student retake. This is going to allow retry, okay? What that does is that unlocks that, all right? Now, our best practices are 10 to 15 minutes for remediation. Students need to go back, revisit the lesson. This is unlocked when it has a check mark. They are able to go back and revisit any of the content that they've already completed. It's encouraged to do so before they take a post test. But in this case, they're going to go back to that lesson. They're going to remediate, and then they're going to take that quiz. Once they have passed that quiz, obviously they're going to let you know, hey, I'm ready to take the post test. You're going to verify, make sure that timing is there, double check, make sure if they have any questions at that point before you start that post test, you can answer those at that time. And then you're going to go back in. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel the retake to show you what this is going to look like. You got your check marks here now. You're going to go into the post test. And again, you're going to allow student retake, okay? So following the third test attempt and beyond, a teacher can implement any appropriate ethical remediation to help the student be successful. From going through the lessons with the student to conducting a mini lesson with the student on content they're struggling with. At this point, it would be appropriate to go over the test with the student with the correct answers hidden. You can do this by going into the assessment. I'm going to go ahead and show this to you because this is part of remediation. And you can click on this hide answers, okay? What this does is it hides the correct answer. If you notice, like in grab point, it had the correct answer and the incorrect. Now you can either take your Chromebook over to the student for remediation. You can do a Google Meet, etc., Hangout, and go over this information and not have to worry about them seeing the answers. Now, if they got a question correct, it doesn't matter, because if they got it correct, it's going to show that that is the correct answer. Okay, it's also going to say, we always say at Mountain Ed, we don't want to punish a student for what they know or what they do good on. Okay, so this may be a reaffirming for them. So they may have had a question about this particular question, and it will give them some confidence when they retake this post test. Okay, so wrapping up, I want to reiterate that there is absolutely no help on a pre-test or post-test, okay? I want to remind you that Trails records all teacher and student activities, so make sure you're aware of this. Any unlocks, additional attempts, or grade changes are all documented in Trails. Obviously, there's going to be scenarios where this is needed, and as with your day school job, or for those of you retired when you were in day school, document, document, document. We have plenty of locations on Trails where you can add notes. And if you do anything that deviates from the normal activities, you need to explain what you did and why. Okay. So that's the main thing. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.